It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we got a beer from Lidl, and it's a can of the new tropical pale ale called Luminous Paradise. It's by 71 Brewing Company. It's in a 440 milliliter can. As I mentioned, 4.4% ABV. It looks good. It was £1.89, £1.90, so just shy of £2 a can for a 4.4% ABV beer. Kind of just hoping it's reasonable for that. So without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. Small amounts of smoke on the can opening. Beer in the glass then, here we go. So, straw coloured beer, one finger, white head, good amounts of slow moving carbonation, it's hazy straw coloured beer. There's no sediment in the bottom of the glass, but I remember when the 71 Brewing Company beers first hit Lidl. They were fantastic. The Luminous Lights I really liked. It was a really good IPA for the money. Unfortunately, Lidl doesn't do its craft beer kind of fairs anymore, where they land about 10 to 15 craft beers on you. They just don't bother, which is a shame. But what they've done instead is to launch sort of two. Every now and again they'll launch a couple of beers to see how they land, to see how they fit. And this is one of them. Let's get the aroma then. It's definitely tropical. One of those sort of stone fruit beers. There's a mango in here and sort of light pineapple, and which is not stone fruit, and passion fruit, which is not stone fruit. And then you get that kind of light, airy malt aroma too. That light wafer aroma. Okay, let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. Been at my fridge about 10-15 minutes, so it's had a chance to warm up a little bit. That's pretty tasty, that is, to be honest with you. And I think you have to bear in mind price point. This is not a £3.50 can of craft beer from somewhere like Tesco or Morrison's. This is from Lidl, and this is £1.90 a can. I think it's rather refreshing. I think it's rather refreshing for that. And if I was to buy a couple of Lidl's Vice beers, which I do from time to time, I'd be tempted to pick up a can or two of this just to change things up a little bit. It's not bad, especially for the price. And that's the biggest point here. That's the biggest point here, especially for the price. This beer would probably, if you entered it into a competition with other great big craft brands, who do great things, it probably wouldn't win an award. But then again, you're not paying, as I mentioned earlier, you're not paying £3.50 for it, are you? £3. You're paying £1.90, which I think for that price, I think the whole beer reflects the price point. I think it comes in well at £1.90. I probably would be, I wouldn't go as far as to say upset if I paid £3.50 for this, but I probably wouldn't buy it again. But at £1.90, yeah, I'll buy this again. So let's break down some proper flavours then. It's like they've kind of realised on the can that they made the statement of a tropical IPA, a tropical pale ale. It's exactly what it is. It's exactly what it is. It's stone fruity. There's a bit of pineapple flavour in there. There's a touch of grapefruit, passion fruit. There's a bit of sweetness over here. There's a little bit of bitterness over here. I went through a stage of reviewing a lot of these beers, and I went through then the stage of finding them really boring. But because I've sort of distanced myself a little bit from these beers, I'm able now to sort of look at it in a different light. I don't mind it so much anymore. If you asked me a year or two ago about passion fruit and mango in a beer, I would have done this to you sort of thing. No, I don't want any passion fruit and mango in my beer. But I was reviewing so much of it, I was drinking so much of it, and being able to sort of like step back a little bit from it and then try these beers every now and again actually is quite refreshing. Actually is quite drinkable. It's okay. As I mentioned, it'll never win any awards unless there was a budget supermarket beer award. But you know, if you put it into a craft beer can competition, you know, it wouldn't win. But then again, as I mentioned a few times now, you're not paying £3.50 a can for it, are you? Let's read the side of the can then. Oh, there's not much to say. Oh, there we go. Sabro, Mosaic, and Citra hops bring mango, pineapple, passion fruit, and coconut bliss. Described as hoppy, tropical, and hazy. They're based in Dundee, in Scotland. The interesting fact about 71 Brewing Company is that I was talking about the little craft beer festivals that they used to do years ago. It was the only beer that really stood out was the Luminous Lights from 71 Brewing Company. And interestingly enough, they kept it as a permanent beer on their shelves. So Lidl have a strong connection, a strong relationship with 71 Brewing Company. And yeah, it's all right. Not to be snuffed at. I think you have to, the most important thing about this beer is that you remember how much you paid for it. You're not paying premium money for this beer. So let's rate it. It looks good. The aroma's quite good. The taste is very good. I like that enough to give it a Stone the Crows 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom. Cheers.